A yoga practice to manage stress, calming the mind and the body. I'm here in Georgetown and I found another great spot to film a yoga practice. So I'm real excited that you're here with me today. So go ahead and get your mat and we'll get going. We'll start our practice today sitting in Siddhasana or Sukhasana, an easy cross-legged seated position. Place your hands face down on the knees and find an elongated spine. Feel the ears over the shoulders and your shoulders over the hips. Close your eyes and let's begin. Start your practice today by breathing in through the nose and exhaling out through the mouth. Do this several times to become comfortable in your seat and in the present moment. Now follow the breath in through the nose and watch it go to the center of the brain in between the ears, envisioning the inhalation clearing out any heaviness you feel in the mind. On the exhalation, watch the breath release out through the nose, softening any stress in the body. You can continue this as you move into your practice. Take an inhale, reach the arms overhead and slide the hands down into the heart space, breathing here for a couple of moments. Using this practice today to release any heaviness in the mind and stress in the body. Watch the breath. Once you're ready to move, I invite you to come to a standing position on your mat with your feet separated, hips distance apart, in Tadasana. On the inhalation, reach the arms up and overhead, clearing the mind. Exhale, hands to the heart space. One more time. Inhale, reach the arms up. And on the exhalation, bend your knees into chair pose, folding forwards. Let the arms reach towards the sky. Inhale, reach the arms up and overhead, straightening the legs. Exhale from the belly, release the arms down and up. Inhale, soften the mind. Exhale, bending the knees and relaxing the body, emptying out any negativity. Inhaling, reaching up, taking a little back bend. Exhaling and release the arms. Inhale and reach the arms back up. Now try this. On the exhalation, breathe out of the mouth and let go of any drama you have in your life. Inhale, soothe the mind. Exhale and release the body, hands to the heart space. Use the practice to let go of any unwanted heaviness that you feel. What is weighing you down? Now bring your hands to opposite elbows. On the inhalation, press down through the feet and reach the arms up and overhead. On the exhalation, release the arms back down in front of the belly and switch. Inhaling upwards, soothing into the center of the mind. Exhale and softening head, shoulders, belly, legs. Switching the arm position. Inhaling upwards, soothing any heaviness in the mind. And exhale, releasing the arms down, chest, belly, legs. And just continue switching the arms each time, finding length in the sides of the body, reaching through the elbows and softening on the exhalation as the arms come back down. We take about 3 on each side. On the last one, bend laterally to one side and reach the elbow up towards the ceiling. Take an inhale, soften in between the ears and relax into the ribs. Release the arms down and switch one last time. Inhale, reach the arms up and bow to the opposite side. Feel your feet rooting down, kneecaps lifting, muscles lifting. Exhale, release the arms back to the sides once again. Let the arms release to your sides and just breathe. It's easy for the mind to drift off into the future and back into the past. Continue to bring your mind back to the present moment. On the inhale, reach the arms overhead, soothing the mind, and hinge forwards in Uttanasana, stepping the left foot back and the right foot into plank pose. Set the knees, the chin, and the chest down and slide forwards into a small cobra pose. Press into the hands, move the shoulders away from the ears, tuck the toes under, and find downward facing dog. Soothing the mind, relaxing the body, pressing the hands down and forwards, softness through the knees. Walk your hands to the back of the mat and turn your toes out. We'll find a squat, malasana. Bring the hands to the heart space and press the elbows into the inner thighs, moving the shoulders away from the ears and your feet into the earth. Allow yourself complete serenity, softening in your eyes and your jaw as you feel the steadiness of the ground beneath you. Simply following the breath from one moment to the next, feeling the breath smooth and even. Place the hands now down on the ground and walk your hands out, returning to a plank position. Drop the knees down onto the ground and start to lower for a modified chaturanga. Press into the tops of the feet, coming into upward facing dog and returning into child's pose. Take the knees nice and wide and allow the forehead to drop to the earth, watching the breath move between the ears to the center of the mind. Feel each breath refreshing and rejuvenating. Rise up now onto the hands and knees and press back into Adho Mukha Svanasana, downward facing dog. Or for the modified position, come onto hands and knees. Stretch the right leg out behind you. On the exhalation, bring the knee towards the nose or towards the belly, either in down dog or hands and knees. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, knee to nose. One more time, stretch the leg back behind you and safely set the foot down between your hands. As you move the foot between the hands, lower the back knee down onto the ground and reach the arms overhead, either staying here or lifting the back knee off the earth. Reach the arms up and overhead into crescent lunge and slide the hands to the heart space, continuing to follow the breath to the center of the mind. Inhale, reach the arms up and release the hands to the earth. Step your right foot back into downward facing dog. Moving to the second side, the left leg reaches back and exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, extending back. Exhale, knee to nose. Remember, you can come down onto the knees into table position. Step the left foot forwards between the hands and find a low lunge. Take a moment to breathe and see if you're ready to lift the back knee off the ground today. Press down into the earth and reach up through your fingers. Slide the hands to the heart space and pause. Watch your breath. Reach the arms overhead and release the hands to the ground. Step your left foot back into downward facing dog. Remember, this is your time. Nothing else is more important right now. Continue as you lift your right leg back and up, and on the exhale, bring the knee to the nose. Continue to soften the mind and relax the body in these different shapes. Now, set your right foot down between the hands once again, lifting the arms up and overhead into crescent lunge. If you would like to modify, keep your left knee down on the ground. Slide the thumbs to the heart space and reach the crown of the head forwards, taking your left elbow to the outside of the right thigh. Give yourself a moment to feel your body as you move in and out of these different shapes. Listen to your breath and observe where you're tensing up. Try and soften. Release the hands down, stepping your right foot back into plank pose. Keep the knees off the ground if that's available for you through chaturanga and upward facing dog, and pressing back into downward facing dog. We'll shift to the second side. The left leg reaches back and up. Exhale, knee towards the nose. Inhale this yummy goodness into the body and exhale any toxins that you feel. Use the practice to release and let go. Step the left foot forwards between the hands and reach the arms up into crescent lunge. Once you feel balance, slide the hands to the heart space and let the top of the head reach forwards. Relax in the mind. Twisting from the navel, set the right elbow on the outside of the left thigh. Press the feet down and together and lift the chest up to the thumbs. Inhale into the mind. Exhale from the belly, softening and releasing. Breathing in and breathing out. Lower the hands to the ground and step your left foot into plank pose, chaturanga, and upward facing dog, shoulders away from the ears, downward facing dog, pausing and breathing. Feel your belly. On the exhalation, feel the belly rise inwards and upwards, pressing and releasing tension from your being. From deep within, let it all go. Lower down onto the knees, and we'll come all the way down onto the belly. Take a breath before you descend down and lower yourself all the way down onto the earth. Stretch your arms and legs back behind you. Begin to lift the heads of the arm bones, the arms, the legs, the chin, and the chest. On the inhale, lengthen, and on the exhale, open the legs. Inhale, close the legs. Exhale, open. Inhale, close. Exhale, open. Continue to do this and follow the breath again into the mind and exhale down through the body. We're working the posterior side of the core here. Stay with your breath and release down on the exhalation. Replace the hands next to the chest and lift up hands and knees. You can take a child's pose or move directly to downward facing dog. Check back in and feel the breath is still calm and smooth, directing you into the present moment. Press down into the hands and rise up hands and knees and back to downward facing dog. Start to lift your right leg up and back once again. And on the exhalation, bring the knee towards the nose. Setting the foot right down between the hands, turn the back foot out into Warrior 2, Virabhadrasana 2. On the inhale, reach the arms up and overhead and exhale into Warrior 2. Continue with these movements. Inhale, bringing the breath into the mind, cleansing, and exhale, softening through the body. Finding a steady gaze either out towards the horizon or forwards towards your front finger. Soften into the posture as each breath takes you deeper and deeper within your being, observing your tendencies, observing how you react or respond to internal and external fluctuations. Take a reverse warrior, stretching the right arm up and back, and we'll move into Parsvakonasana, side angle pose. Your right hand can come onto the block as the left arm reaches up and over. Focus on the breath and soften into this shape. Again, feel the belly draw inwards just as you did in downward facing dog. Release the hand down to the ground and move steadily into plank pose through chaturanga and upward facing dog and returning to downward facing dog. Know at any time that you can skip the chaturanga and the up dog and pause in down dog for simply 3 to 5 breaths. Start now to lift the left leg back and up behind you. Focus on lifting from the inner thigh and drawing the knee forwards on the exhale, placing the foot between the hands, finding Warrior 2 on the left side. Once you feel your foundation, reach the arms overhead. Inhale, fill your container. Exhale and soften. Inhale, breath in between the mind, cleansing. Exhale into Warrior 2. Soothing the body, feeling the back leg engaged. Inhaling, arms rise and touch. Exhale, Warrior 2. Stay in Warrior 2 now and watch how you follow your breath allows you to regulate internally and externally. Knee out towards the pinky toe as you shift to reverse warrior and then glide into Parsvakonasana. Left forearm can come onto the left thigh or left hand down towards the left foot. Use the block to give you assistance if your hips are tight. Press down into your back foot and lift through the kneecap. Soften in the belly. Release the right hand down to the ground and step the left foot back into plank pose, descending chaturanga, upward facing dog, urdhva mukha, downward facing dog, adho mukha. Inhale into the mind, exhale through the body, breathing in and out, even and balanced. Come forwards now into plank pose or hands and knees and lower down through chaturanga. Lower slowly. Give yourself enough a space so that you can stretch your arms out in front of you overhead with your palms facing down. Lift the legs up and begin to reach the arms forwards. On the exhale, pull them down like you're drawing a bar towards your head. Exhale, elbows towards the ribs. Inhale, reach the arms forwards. Keep the legs up the whole time. Remember to soften. Inhale into the mind, clarity. Exhale, release tension through your body. Inhale, soften the mind. Exhale, strengthen the body. Release the hands down and the legs down. Inhale, lift up and back into your child's pose. Press down and forwards, forehead resting on the earth, feeling the firmness beneath you and the foundation within you that gives you strength and courage. Inhale, rise back up onto the hands and knees and back into downward facing dog. As you pause here, notice any change in your breath, or if your mind is distracted, begin to lift your right leg back and step it forward safely between your hands. Turn the back foot out and line your front heel up with your back heel, shifting into Warrior One pose, Virabhadrasana 1. As your arms reach overhead, turn the palms to face forwards and draw the arms down towards the sides, cactus arms. Inhale, reach the arms up and straighten your front leg, and exhale, bend the leg, draw the elbows down, press all the air out. Continue to move with your breath in and out of the pose. Exhaling. Now stay in Warrior One and stretch the arms up and overhead. Turn the palms to face each other. Press your front shin down and forwards and your back heel down and back. Take your hands to your hips, straighten your front leg, and step your back foot in about 1 foot. Turn your shoulders to face the front of the mat and begin to hinge forwards with a slight bend in your front leg. Press your sitting bones back and reach the crown of the head forwards. Reach the arms back behind you, palms facing down. Continue to press your right hip back and your left hip forwards as you bring your hands down to the floor or your blocks. You can fold forwards over your front thigh and possibly take your hands down to the mat, turning the fingers to face your back foot. Stay in tune with your breath, breathing into the back of the hamstring. Inhale, lift up halfway and step the left foot back behind you as you shift into plank pose. Descend through chaturanga and up dog, or move straight to downward facing dog. You have all these options to choose what's right for you today. I'm here guiding you, and you can make the choices. Left leg presses back and up, and the left foot comes down between the hands. Turn the back foot out for Warrior One. Lift from the heart as the arms rise upwards. Turns the palms to face forwards. As you inhale, straighten your front leg, and as you exhale, descend the elbows towards the ribs. Inhale, soften into your mind. Exhale, release any toxins. Breathing in and breathing out. Press that front knee out towards the pinky toe, always checking your alignment and keeping yourself safe. Checking yourself as you move through your day. Stretch the arms up now and turn the palms to face each other, preparing yourself to move into Parsvottanasana. Hands to your hips, straighten your front leg, step your back foot in about 1 foot. Turn your shoulders towards the top of the mat and have a slight bend in your front knee. Hinge once again from your hip creases, pressing the sitting bones back. Draw the arm bones back, engaging the muscles on the back side of the body, your posterior line. Stretch the arms back, and this time turn the palms to face up. Try to lift the hands higher than the hips, possibly in line with the sternum. Release the hands down onto the blocks or the floor. Press them down somewhere so they're not hanging in space. Instead of reaching the hands back, you can always push your hands down and forwards. But today, I like to turn my hands, fingers towards my back foot, forehead towards the top of my front foot. Feel the belly softening on each exhalation, releasing any feelings that you carry of jealousy and greed. Bring the hands down to the ground, stepping your left foot back into plank pose. As you hold plank pose, draw your navel up and in. Start to lower down towards the earth into chaturanga, and you can roll over the toes, take a cobra or an up dog, and press back into downward facing dog. Lower down onto the knees, and let's return into child's pose. Feel the pace of your breath. Notice any new energy you feel moving through the body. And slide the hands under the shoulders, rolling up onto the hands and knees. Sweep the arms overhead and returning the hands to the heart space. Inhaling up, exhaling down. Come forwards now and bring your forearms down to the ground, interlacing your hands. Elbows under your shoulders, stretch your legs out behind you. Lift your hips up high as your sternum. Draw your navel into forearm plank and breathe, smooth and steady, feeling your body becoming stronger and your mind learning to be still and quiet, listening to the breath, feeling the spaces in between. Lower down onto your belly. Make some space so you can bring your forehead down to the ground and stretch your arms out towards the wall in front of you. We will combine the movements we did earlier. So on an inhale, lift the arms and legs. On the exhalation, separate the legs a few inches and bring the arms into cactus. Inhale, seal back together. Exhale, gently open the legs and bring the arms down. Inhale to center. Exhale, soften as the muscles engage on the back line of the body. Inhaling and exhaling. Release the body back down to the earth. Pause and breathe. Slide the hands underneath the elbows. Tuck the toes. Inhale, rise back up and press down into Balasana, child's pose. Being the observer here and listening to stillness. Press into the hands and rise up onto the hands and knees. And we'll open up the thoracic spine now from all the hard work we did on the back body. Lift the right arm up and slide it underneath the left arm, bringing the right side of the temple down onto the ground. You can bend the left elbow, placing the left hand right in front of the eyes at the edge of the mat. Soften between the shoulder blades and rise back up onto hands and knees. For the second side, lift the left arm up towards the sky and slide it underneath the right arm. Rest on the left side of the temple, right hand to the edge of the mat, elbow over wrist. A few breaths, drawing the navel in and softening in between the shoulders. Releasing out of the pose, press into the earth, back into table pose, and turn around and sit down on your bottom now. We'll come into Paschimottanasana. You can stretch your legs out in front of you and bring your hands under the sitting bones. Feel a slight internal rotation and bend your knees for those tight hamstrings. Grab a hold of the bottoms of your feet or your big toes, or perhaps use a strap. As we take a breath in, we lengthen the spine, and as you exhale, you can hinge forwards, walking your sitting bones back behind you. Inhale, lengthen, feeling the pelvis come into an anterior tilted position, and on the exhalation, hinge from the hips and fold forwards. Don't really think about bringing your forehead to your knees. Try to lengthen the spine, top of the head towards the space in front of you. Press your inner thighs down towards the ground, and over time you'll find more space in those tight legs as the mind begins to clear and release all those past experiences that we're holding on to, the body becomes more flexible. Gently release out of the pose. Bring the hands behind you, underneath the shoulders, feet underneath the knees, and lift the hips up for a reverse table position. You can gaze upwards if it feels comfortable on the neck, and exhale, release down. You're welcome to shake your hands out, but begin to roll down onto your back. We'll set up now for Set 2 Bandhasana, bridge pose. Bring your heels under your knees, separate them hips distance apart, and feel your palms facing down. If you can get your forearms and your hands flat, then you can bring the hands together and interlace. Shimmy the shoulders underneath you and begin to lift up, watching the knees. Don't splay apart. Lift the chin so you have a small space under the neck, soothing energy into the mind. Exhale, softening and settling into your heart, your space of inner light, love, compassion, inner wisdom. Lower back down and feel your feet wider than your hips, knees fall together, one hand on your belly, one hand on your heart. Close your eyes and observe the mind and the body. Finishing off by stretching the hips. Cross your right ankle on top of the left thigh and slide your hands under your left hamstring or on top of the left shin. Flex both of your feet. Feel the breath. Notice any areas in the hips that feel interesting, and move your awareness into that space. Switching onto the second side, release the legs and cross the left ankle on top of the right. Hands under the hamstring or over the shin. Feel your shoulders moving away from the legs towards the ground. And releasing, hands and feet. You can slide the legs away from you. Lying here now for a few breath cycles, observing any changes on your inner landscape and noticing a sense of peacefulness. If you have time for a long Shavasana, I will link one here above in this video. Otherwise, make your way up into an easy seated position for a short meditation before we finish our practice. Take a comfortable seated position either on the floor or a block or in a chair. Keep your jaw relaxed and your spine upright. Rest your hands upon your knees or your thighs and bring the fingers into Chin Mudra, the thumb and index finger to touch. You can practice this mudra with the palms facing down to encourage a sense of grounding, or with the palms facing upwards to encourage receptivity and help you gain insight. Placing the forefinger and thumb together has a symbolic significance. The forefinger symbolizes the ego or self, while the thumb represents consciousness. By joining them, we perceive a connection between our limited selves and the vast universe. This physical gesture cultivates a mental state of connectedness, influencing our thoughts and attitudes accordingly. Close your eyes and take a few deep breaths, inhaling deeply and exhaling slowly. Let any tension in your body release with each exhale, allowing yourself to fully relax and let go. As you continue to breathe deeply, bring to mind any attachments you may be holding on to from past experiences or impressions. These attachments may be in the form of regrets, negative emotions, or limiting beliefs. Acknowledge these attachments without judgment and set the intention to let them go. Bring your attention to the space in between the ears in the center of the mind. Visualize your mind becoming stronger and more focused as you release these attachments. Imagine your mind as clear as a blue sky, free from clouds and distractions. See yourself becoming more grounded and centered, no longer being pulled in different directions by external sources. As you hold the Chin Mudra, feel the energy flowing through your hands and into your body. Allow this energy to strengthen your mind and help you let go of any doubts or uncertainties you may have about the future. Repeat the following affirmation to yourself. My mind is strong and one-pointed. I am stable and free from the roaming tendencies of the mind. I am grounded in the present moment and free from attachment to past experiences or impressions. Take a few more deep breaths, and when you feel ready, slowly open your eyes. Take a moment to notice how you feel and carry this sense of strength and clarity throughout your day. You can release your hands and bring them into the heart space. You can bring your thumbs to your third eye. Thank yourself for your practice. I wish you health, happiness. Namaste. Thank you for being here. If you would like to support this community, please like, share, and subscribe for more yoga and deep relaxation practices. The light in me honors the light in you.